With me, Lorenzo Isaac for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Dutch port giants are circling Sarawak. The ambassador said a clear master plan has already drawn interest from around 10 Netherlands firms with expertise on modern maritime systems ready to be shared. Police arrest a 32-year-old over the death of a 3-year-old in Rampangi, Kuching. Kuching's police chief said the child was likely abused to death. The suspect has 6 drug records and tested positive. In world news, Hamas and Israel reached tentative Gaza ceasefire, hostage deal with signing in Egypt, and a mass prisoner swap and aid surge expected within 72 hours. Several port companies from the Netherlands are keen to explore partnerships in Sarawak's maritime and port sector. The Dutch ambassador to Malaysia, Jacques Werner, said Sarawak's clear port master plan has drawn interest from Dutch firms looking to collaborate on development and operation.
So we're very happy to be here to learn about the plans and to see how we can contribute and how we can forge partnerships between the Netherlands and Sarawak. Well, obviously, when we partner with Sarawakian companies and institutions, we always sharing knowledge, and innovation is always part of the cooperation.
Met by reporters after a courtesy call on Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Ambas today, Jacques said a number of Dutch companies have the expertise and capabilities to support Sarawak's port and maritime system development, adding that around 10 Dutch port-related firms have expressed interest so far. The Netherlands, he says, is ready to share its track record in modern port systems as part of potential partnerships.
The Supporters Club of the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS has emphasized that the region, Sarawak, has never intended to undermine Petroleum Nasional Berhad Petronas, but instead wants to work closely in developing the oil and gas industry in Sarawak. Sri Aman, Member of Parliament for Datuk Sri Doris Sofia Brody, said Sarawak is optimistic that if the region progresses and its industry grows, Malaysia as a whole will also greatly benefit in terms of investment, employment and economic returns.
In this regard, Doris Sofia stated that Sarawak does not seek conflict, but rather aims to ensure that the relationship between Petronas and Petroleum Sarawak Berhad Petros is built on mutual respect.
Petros bukan pesaing kepada Petronas. Petros adalah rakan strategik yang ingin memastikan operasi minyak dan gas di Sarawak dijalankan dengan cara yang lebih mampan, telus dan berpaksikan manfaat kepada rakyat Sarawak tanpa menjejaskan kepentingan negara. Sarawak tidak pernah menolak semangat nasional. Kita tetap menyumbang kepada Malaysia melalui hasil petroleum, tenaga dan ekonomi. Namun Sarawak berhak menegakkan haknya untuk mengurus sumber dan sempadan negeri, selaras dengan perlembagaan dan semangat MA63.
Doris Sofia was responding to a statement by Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim on Tuesday, who called on the government to transparently disclose details of the agreement reached between the federal government and the Sarawak state government regarding the position of Petronas and Petros. Meanwhile, she said the dispute in the Kuching High Court is not merely a family feud, but rather a matter of exercising powers under legitimate laws. In light of this, she urged all parties to respect the spirit of federalism and the Constitution, which clearly outlines the division of powers between the federal and state governments.
Blockchain technology is poised to become a game-changer in empowering and strengthening governance and security in industries like logistics, supply chain, finance, health, as well as in government and the private sector. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian hopes that the 2025 Borneo Blockchain Conference BBC will drive Sarawak's digital transformation through the exploration and application of blockchain technology.
Hopefully it's a beginning of part of that process, be it through education, through talents, through the industry development, through the whole ecosystem, and how the government coming in with regulations. And then given that we have trifactors advantages is green energy, government policy, and talents, young talents. I mean, we have a lot of young talents, and then we are very savvy.
At BBC 2025 earlier today, Dr. Sim also witnessed an MOU exchange between University Technology Mara UiTM Sarawak and Meta Dyson Dirian Berhad. It will pave the way for new education programs, industrial training opportunities for UiTM students, and joint efforts to advance blockchain and web technologies through research, knowledge sharing, and industry-focused courses. The conference spotlights real-world applications of blockchain for e-voting and secure election systems, alongside discussions on merging blockchain ecosystems with AI. Running through October 10th, the event brings together over 600 delegates and 28 speakers from Malaysia, Germany, Singapore, Thailand, and the United Kingdom.
The Fudan Sea Integrative Medicine Institute, MIRI campus, is expected to begin operations by late 2025. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kuihan said the state government welcomes the progress as part of its push to strengthen Sarawak's healthcare sector.
And that building is having renovation now, and hopefully by end of the year, the building will be ready. And part of the building ready is that they are using. I think next week they are also participating in the in Singapore our Sarawak mega show. In which they are going to showcase all the AI in diagnostic in medicines, and that will be once our building is ready. That will be part of permanent features in our MIRI campus, in our mini campus, because all these are still evolving.
The MIRI Integrative Medicine Institute will be followed by Phase 2, the Fudan School of Medicine, MIRI campus, with a final phase envisioned as the full Fudan University, MIRI campus.
Sarawak's Ministry of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development is seeking confirmation from the Health Department on reports of an influenza A outbreak at a preschool in Sadong Jaya before issuing any further directives. Minister Datuk Seri Fatimah Abdullah said there has no official report so far and action will only be taken after a full investigation.
So disebabkan itu, then I will still have to ask Jabatan Kesihatan dahulu, okay, tentang kes tersebut, influenza, ya. Yeah. Because if kalau betul selalunya mereka akan maklumkan dan kita akan ambil tindakan lanjut berdasar kepada laporan untuk sama ada penutupan atau seperti yang kita buat sebelum ini juga lah dari segi SOP-nya. But I have to confirm dulu sebab it must be based on the apa yang sahih daripada Jabatan Kesihatan. Okay?
As such, she's urging everyone to maintain hygiene and ensure SOPs are followed to prevent transmission. Meanwhile, Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS, Dato' Abdullah Saidol, says the State Security Council and the State Disaster Management Committee have been alerted.
But rest assured that the matter is getting the attention already.
Getting attention.
Yes. But they're still doing some investigation through some agencies, termasuklah Jabatan Kesihatan dan sebagainya. Then we'll see. I think we are not enabled to share with you what is the official situation now lah. That's what I said. Currently masih lagi dalam penyiasatan. Sama ada whether betul bermula di situ atau berlaku di situ, or probably started elsewhere, or worse scenario, whether it's true or not. That's another thing.
Betul.
Kami belum lagi berani untuk membuat comment on that.
Police today have arrested a 32-year-old local man suspected of being involved in the murder of a 3-year-old girl in Kampong Rampangi. Kuching District Police Chief ACP Alexander Gachabu said a report was received on Wednesday after a 52-year-old local man who had been informed by his friend that his daughter had passed away the previous night at around 9:45 p.m. He added that the background checks revealed the suspect has 6 prior criminal records related to drug offences, and a urine test Hamas confirmed he tested positive for drug. The case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. On to world news, Hamas and Israel today agreed to a Gaza ceasefire deal to free the remaining living hostages in a major step towards ending the genocide in Gaza. The agreement, which follows a 20-point peace plan for Gaza announced last month by US President Donald Trump, is to be signed later on Thursday in Egypt and calls for Israel to release thousands of Palestinian detainees.
Under the deal, there will be a surge of aid into Gaza after more than 2 years of Israel's genocidal campaign. The Israeli army said it was preparing to pull back troops in Gaza as part of the deal. Hamas said it will exchange 20 living hostages all at the same time for nearly 2,000 Palestinian detainees as part of the deal's first phase, with the swap to happen within 72 hours of its implementation. One key to the negotiations was the names of the Palestinian prisoners Hamas pushed for. High-profile inmate Marwan Barghouti from the Fatah movement is among those the group wanted to see released. Meanwhile, the ceasefire announcement sparked waves of joy in Gaza, much of which has been flattened by bombardment, and most of whose residents have been displaced at least once over the past 2 years.
الحمد لله اليوم أعلن الرئيس ترامب إنه الحرب وقفت، وإحنا والله كتير مبسوطين إنه الحرب وقفت، وهذا إشي مفرح والله إلنا، وبنشكر إخواننا أي حد ساهم ولو بالكلام عن إنه يوقف هذا الحرب ووقف شلال الدماء، ونشكر باقي إخواننا في مصر وقطر على هذه الجهود لإيقاف هذه الحرب.
طبعا الحمد لله على وقف اطلاق النار ووقف شلال الدماء والقتل، وطبعا مش انا بس لحالي فرحان، كل قطاع غزه فرحان، بل كل الشعب العربي كل العالم فرحان بوقف اطلاق النار ووقف شلال الدماء. كل الشكر والحب للي وافقوا معنا ووقفوا معنا وساهموا بوقف شلال الدماء، وكل الحب لكم من قطاع غزه.
Further down the line, Trump's plan also calls for the disarmament of Hamas and for Gaza to be ruled by a transitional authority headed by Trump himself, though this point has yet to be addressed. Nonetheless, many world leaders welcomed the announcement of the deal, with many voicing that it would help end the genocide in Gaza.
The Frenchman on trial for the murder of his wife, whose body has never been found, a case that has captivated France, on Wednesday said he did not understand the anger of his son towards him. Slytherin, one of Cedric Jubila's ex-partner, reacts after her deposition before the Tarn Assize Court. She mentions her doubts caused by the accused's casual attitude and lies, whom she met after the disappearance of his wife, Delphine.
Mais c'est normal, il y a dans les comportements, entre tout ce qu'on entend sur les réseaux, enfin voilà, ce qu'on lit sur les réseaux, ce qu'on entend à droite à gauche, c'est obligé qu'on ait des doutes, à un moment ou à un autre. L'histoire de la ferme, en fait, je reçois le courrier, en fait, Marco, il me dit, en fait, il n'arrêtait pas de me dire à chaque fois qu'il venait chez moi, il t'a rien dit Cédric, jusqu'au jour où je lui ai dit, mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a, il faut qu'il me dise quelque chose. Et il me dit, ben, oui, apparemment, ils m'ont dit, ces connards, ils n'ont pas trouvé le couteau. Et qu'il faudrait que je voie avec toi parce que toi tu saurais où il y a le corps, apparemment il t'aurait amené une fois par amour. Et j'ai dit mais il m'a amené nulle part par amour quoi.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.